Hello, welcome to today's video. My name is Olanro John. In today's video, we're going to be designing a simple social media design for a cyber tech company. Okay, for a cyber security tech company. Now, let's get started. Okay, this is the content we are going to be using for the social media design. Protect your digital asset with our expert cyber security services. Okay, this is the message, this is the core message for the design. Okay, so this is actually a fictional design, and every other things that we think or need will be added to it while we continue the design. So now let's go back to our Adobe Illustrator. You come here, then you click on create new, then I've always said something about social media designs. Always let your size to be in a what, in a square format. You get it now? So that's the reason why I have to have it 100 pixels by 100 pixels here. Okay, you can also increase the pixels to be 1008 or um 1080 by 1080 or so. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? So this is what we're going to do now. Let's rename it Cybertech SM. Cybertech SM. Cybertech SM. Then the artboard is going to be one. Then the color mode. Okay, since it's a social media design, is a digital use. Okay, so we're going to leave the color mode in RGB. RGB. So you click on create. So you're going to click on create. Now we have our blank canvas. So in this design, I'm going to be importing the two images I'm going to use for the design. Then I'm going to explain why that's actually my choice of images. Okay, so I've imported the first one. I will import the second one. Okay, so looking at these two images now, let's go back to the core message. The core message is protect your digital asset with our expert cyber security services. This core message actually guide my choice of image, and I'm going to explain that. Okay, if you look at the population of the world, if you look at population of the world, majority of us, about let's say 60, if you're not going to be saying 80 and 90, let's say 60 to 70. Okay, all they store majority of their digital asset on their mobile phone. Do you get it now? So that's the reason why I have to look for an image of a phone that has a padlock like this. Do you get it now? So that we'll be able to communicate the message effectively. Do you get it now? So our target audience are those people that have their digital asset on their mobile phone, and those that have it on their PC or other digital platforms. Do you get it now? So I have to look for a cyber tech background also. Do you get it now? So the keyword I use for getting this particular image, this one, okay, the keyword I use is mobile device security. Mobile device security. So when I search for it, allow it to load, then just come to images here. Images here. So this is a particular one I picked. Do you get it now? So just to show you how you can easily source for image. Do you get it now? You have to rely on the what, on the core message of your design. Okay, make sure that the images you are using are actually related to the core message of the what, of the design. Do you get it now? So this is going to serve as my background, and this is going to serve as the image I'm going to use also. But then I'm going to blend the two images together so that I can get what I need there. So I'm going to reduce the size of this to fit in here. Okay, good. So I'm going to give it a center. Okay, then I'll have these here also. Good. So this one is at the front. Then this one also, I'm going to centralize it. Then this, I'm going to click on this and come to this opacity. Remember, I said I want to blend this image into the what? Into the background. So I'm going to click on opacity. I'm going to click on the blending mode. Then let's look at darken. Okay, I'm going to be showing you one after the other. Can you see now that the phone is not showing again? So that means this cannot work. Cannot work for this particular one. Let's look at multiply. We can't see the image of the phone also. So that means this multiply cannot work. Color bond, totally black. Lightning, okay, can you see now? You can see that the image of the phone is showing. So it means that this can actually works. So let's look at some other ones also. Screen, okay. You can see that this screen actually lighten the image of the phone also compared to what we have what earlier. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you get it now? Okay, so still looking at it, we still have some more. We have color dodge. Okay, this one actually darken the image and the image of the foreground show clearly. I want you to show. Okay, we have overlay and so we have soft to light, we have hard light. Okay, so based on this particular one, I'm going to use screen. Okay, I saw that the screen will give me what I need there. So I'm going to use screen. I have to zoom in so that you can see now. So can you see now that we have been able to blend this image now into the what? Into the background. Okay, so the color we are going to be using, we are going to pick it from this background also. Okay, the color we are going to be using, we are going to pick it from this background. So just I, which is the shortcut for your color picker tool, then to pick this. So we are going to be using this with white. That's going to serve as the what? As a color palette. So here now I'm going to reduce the opacity also to like 80. Okay, it's like 80. I said 80, but yet 60 is okay. Okay, let me zoom out. Okay, so it's still good this way. So I can decide to increase this a bit so that the image of the phone can get down. Aha, good. So here now we have it here. Do you get it now? So our background is set now. All we just have to do is to add our what? Our logo, then our message. Do you get it now? So before we do that, I can make sure I log these two so that it won't what? So that the further things I will be doing to affect it. So now let's turn on our ruler so that we can make use of grid to create our margin. Okay, so I'm going to create a margin here, here. Look at this, I'm making use of this point. Can you see now? From here to here. One, two, three, four. Okay, so I'm going to do same thing also. Count the one, two, three, what? Good. So it's actually here. So can you see now? Hello. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So we're going to have this here also. Then we're going to have this here. Okay. Another way for me to get a perfect margin is for me to draw a square. Okay. I can draw a square. I can draw a square. Can you see this square now? Then I'll give it, I can give it a color like this, then centralize it. Can you see now? So I can now rely on this for my margin. Let me unlock my margin now. So I'm going to unlock my guys. Okay, then I'll set it here. So this gives me a what? A perfect margin compared to what I have earlier. Do you get it now? So it's as simple. So it's as simple as that. So you're going to lock it now. Hide guide, show guide again. Okay, then we'll lock the guide. So can you see now? So I'm going to delete this. Good. That is what I want to use it to achieve there. So now what we actually needed now is logo, then the message. So we can copy the message first. Let's copy the message and place it. Okay. So my text. So I'm going to paste it. Then I'm going to increase the size. I'm going to increase the size so that I can see what I'm doing there. Okay, let's give it 30 so that it can actually show. Okay, okay, so can you see now? Good. So now the reason why it has to be showing this long way is that I didn't create a text box for it. So now we can create a text box by drawing our rectangle to where we want to have it. Okay, draw your rectangle here. Then you click on text. Then you click on this. Good. So can you see now? So I can easily paste it here. So it means everything I'm doing is not going to go outside this wall, outside this box. Do you get it now? So I'm going to highlight it and give it 70. Okay. So we can give it 60. That's our comment. We don't have any other thing again. Do you get it now? So I can decide to now break it down. Cyber security. Okay. So can you see now? So for this now, I'm going to leave it as auto. Then if you look at this red thing, it's showing me that I still have some text inside. So I can now increase this so that it will show. Do you get it now? Good. So I can move it up a bit also. Good. And just have it this way. Do you get it now? So what I'm going to do now is to change the font to the font I want to use. And I will use Ionic. I'll use Ionic. Okay, can you see? So I'm going to use Ionic, and then I'll use, let's use bold first and see, because that's the core message. So people should be able to see it very well, right? Good. So then I'm going to give it all caps. Okay, can you see now? Because I give it all caps, the size have actually what? Increase. So let's enlarge this and see. So that means we still have to reduce it. So let's reduce it to 40. Okay, so can you see what we have now? So we can now break it down to make it perfect now. Okay, with our expert can still come here. Okay, expert can still come here. Yes, expert security. Then we can now have our services here. Do you get it now? So what I'm trying to do is to make sure that they are not affecting this what. Okay, so I can still decide to reduce it. Good. So now we have our core what messages here now. So can you see? And it's still not affecting our what? This image. Do you get it now? This particular one. So I can still unlock it. So I can still unlock it and adjust it if I feel like they are disturbing it. So can you see now? Good. So can you see now? So we have this now. So we can now give this the color we want. Let's give it this. Remember, contrast. So it means that this cannot what? Cannot work. Yes, I know it won't work because of contrast, but I have to click on it so that you are going to see, so that you will understand what I'm doing. Do you get it now? Good. So remember where we picked the color from? Here, right? Do you get it now? Good. So it shows that it cannot work. Do you get it now? So another way, if you don't have a color palette, another way for you to do is to just pick a color from your background. Let's pick this now. Let's assume we pick this. Let's assume we pick this now. Then come to color here. Okay, come to color here and look at color guide. Color guide is going to show you some related color that will do what, that will work. So we have this based on the harmony rule. So when you have this, you can now change it. You can change it to a lighten mode here now. Do you get it now? So it means that when you will use a color like this, it's going to do what? So can you see now? Compared to what we have earlier, let me duplicate it so that you can see the difference. Okay, so can you see now? So because this one is actually a lighter mode, a lighter color, it works. Do you get it now? So the basic rule for you to get a color that is going to work or a color that will not work is very simple. When you have a dark background, have a light text or a light element on it. Do you get it now? That will help you to solve the issue of what? Of contrast. Do you get it now? When you have a darker background, look, use a light color for your text and so on. And when you have a light background, use a what? When you have a light background, you have to use a what? A dark text or dark asset on it. Do you get it now? So now we can easily rely on this or use our what? White. Good. So white communicate the message better. Can you see now? Good. So can you see now? We have it perfectly laid out here. Can you see? Good. Can you see now? Perfect. So we have the images now. We have these. We have our text. So now we can just include their website. Okay, we can just include website as the what? As the CTA here. Do you get it now? Protect your digital asset with our expert cyber what? Security services. So now we are going to give them a brand name ourselves. Okay. So let's give them Cybertech. Okay. Probably. So now we are going to use this for their website now. Cybertech. So that will be www.cybertech.com. Okay. So now I'm going to reduce the style of the font to regular. Okay. And we'll reduce the size to 25. Do you get it now? Okay. Remember hierarchy. You should not take the same position with this. This is our core message. That's the reason why we have it in what 53. So this one should not be more than what 25. Do you get it now? So we are going to place it strategically here. Good. So we are going to place it strategically here. Then the color also. Okay. So I just use a random color picker here. Can you see now? And it works. Do you get it now? But yeah, we are going to rely on one what color. So I'm still adjusting this here now. Good. So we have this. So let's just rely on our white to communicate our message. Yet we are going to rely on hierarchy. Okay. There's a color I used here the other time. If you take note, this color, this color. Okay. Do you know that I can actually change my core message to this color also? Let's give it to white and give this. Can you see now? But you see, it do what? It works. You get my point. But there's one thing you have to take note. Okay, there's a way color actually communicates. Do you get it now? So that's why I'm going to rely on white to do this. So I'm just going to give it white. Then our social media design is almost ready. Is almost ready. Do you get it now? It's almost what ready. What we need to do, let's add a logo. Let's add a logo. So we can just go online and search for a cybertech related icon, and I will always I will always refer you to this website, flaticon.com. So now let's just search for cyber security. So we're going to see an icon that can that can stand in place as a logo for us. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? So we are going to see an icon that can serve as a logo for us. So it's actually loading. Okay, so we have this. Yes, we have this. Do you get it now? So let's just download this and make use of this. Do you get it now? Okay, so can you see what I'm doing now? So it's actually downloading, downloading. Do you get it now? So I'm just showing you the practical way for you to determine things, okay, especially when you're working on a fictional project. Do you get it now? If you are working on a client project, clients will provide you with what? With their logo. But yes, we need to include a logo here for this fictional project, and we don't have one. So we can just have this now. So all you have to do is to convert this now using your image trace option. Using your image trace option, then you expand and you ungroup. Okay, so when you ungroup, then you delete this. You delete all the excesses. You can easily move this out and delete it. Okay, so this black, so all these now. Okay, you delete the excesses you have there. Zoom in very well so that you won't delete the wrong thing. So that you won't delete the right thing. So can you see now? Good. I'll delete all this white stuff here. Okay, so I'm going to delete these also. I'm going to delete this also. So we have this. You can highlight it together and group it. Then you can now resize it. Good. Okay, so we can resize it. This one is going to serve as a, so the name we use is Cybertech. So we're going to type cyber what? Cybertech. Okay, so now we're going to put, you can give it both or medium. Medium size is okay. Then that 25 is actually okay because we're going to use it as a what? As a logo. Do you get it now? So okay, so you can see that we rely on the one font also to achieve this design now. So I'm going to resize this to the right proportion to what? To this. Do you get it now? So you align the two together, then you give it this. Okay. So for this one not to be changing all the time, I can easily create an outline for it. Do you get it now? So we have this, we have this. Okay. So I'll highlight it together. Control G. Then I'll give a white color. Okay. Then I can now take it to my what? To my hardboard area. So we can easily place it here. Okay. So we can easily or even place it here. Do you get it now? So we can easily place it here or here. Anywhere you place it, it will do what? It will work. So we can see that there is a need for us to increase the logo. So we can still increase the logo. Good. Good. Okay, so it's okay this way. It doesn't have to be bigger than this. So you can easily place it there. It's too big, self. Okay, it's too big. It's too big. Okay, remember it's just a logo and the principle of hierarchy. So we're still going to reduce it back. Good. So it's okay this way. So looking at this design now, the first thing your eyes is going to struck is this. Yes or no? And that's what we want to rely on, the principle of hierarchy. That's what we want the principle of hierarchy to achieve there for us. So you are going to see this together with the phone image now. Then we are going to see the logo, and you are going to see the what? The CTA, which is the what? Which is the website. So looking at this now, remember we still have all the CSSs out. So what are you going to do? Unlock the image here now. Unlock it, then create a what? Create a square shape here now to cover the hardboard area. Can you see now? Good. So you can now alight everything together and clip mask it. Then you click on make a clip mask. So you can see now that we don't have all the SSCs now. Okay, so what is left for you to do is to export. Okay, is to what? Is to export. So we can now click on file, click on export, then export as. Then you choose the location on your PC. Always turn on this use artboard. Okay, so you click on export. Okay, so our design is what? Is ready. So see you in the next video.